Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kika and today I am going to embark on an epic knit design challenge journey, and I thought I would take you along with me. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's good. I think I've made it too complicated. Should I just start over? So I have had the vision of wanting to knit a skirt for, well, ever since I knitted my wedding dress, which is already 3 years ago. And inspired by that, and also, well, the fact is that I was left with lots of Knitting for Olive pure silk yarn in the color cream, which is really gorgeous, after my wedding dress because I highly overestimated how much yarn I would use for it. So I started maybe a month ago, probably more already, to knit a skirt, and I knew I wanted it to be kind of mini length or just over the knees and some kind of lace. And this was the first one I did. Well, I tried it on and it was way too tight. So luckily I didn't finish the whole thing. And okay, it was a bit of a fail, but it did not discourage me. So instead of ripping this up, I just cast on a second version. And I have managed to finish it just last night. So it just needs, well, there's still some like threads to weave in, and it's also still a little bit damp from blocking. Oj, tack så mycket. Edwin came and handed me a piece of very important Duplo. Oh, I really want to have a set. So I thought in this video, I want to design something to go with this. First I was thinking a top, but I'm actually thinking maybe I should make it a long sleeve, because this is sort of a skirt that comes, yeah, just be. Oi, okay, car keys, also Edwin bringing. Yeah, good. It's good that our 1-year-old is in charge of our car keys. Yeah, to something to go with this. And I think a long sleeve would look really, really elegant. And then you can also, of course, wear them just separately. So, but immediately when I got this idea, I'm starting to think, of course, it has to work with this one, but all the design choices that goes into it, I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of things to solve. So I thought I would take you along in this video, a bit of a knit challenge. I haven't done one of those in a long time, and I just love to do that and just bring you guys along. So, and I have still lots of this cream color. I paired it with one strand of wheat of Knitting for Olive pure silk. I think it brings like a really, just makes it almost like this old white color, which I really, really like. So yeah, that is what's gonna happen. So let's go. Hello, it is day 2 of my challenge, and I've just come into my office to, well, trying to figure out this blouse situation. So yesterday I cast on for the upper back, and I thought I would just use this first theme of sort of the skirt part, so this upper part for it, but immediately, I don't know, something just was feeling off. So I'm actually gonna rip it up or just start over. And first, my initial thought was I don't want to have a raglan seam, but I'm actually thinking a raglan construction, just like very wide, like raglan construction. So I'm thinking it would be really nice to have a pretty open neckline, and you know, like the raglan seems like really, really far sort of out here at the sides. I think that would be quite cool. I think my biggest conundrum is if I want to, because first I thought it's nice to keep the same line, so it would be horizontal, like this kind of, you know, like sections, but I'm actually thinking it was probably cooler to, because it's still, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like I can do creative interpretations for the blouse. So I think it would be cooler if I mix in, so I have, you know, this lace and then maybe just like columns of the lace that is here at the kind of frill part. So I think that's what I'm gonna try this now for my second iteration of the blouse. I just remembered something very exciting because I'm kind of now inspired by a sweater, or not inspired, but I'm taking sort of the measurements from a sweater that I cast on when I was really, it was like the weeks before giving birth to Edwin. And I remembered I have that sweater somewhere in my pile where I have all my works in progress. So let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, I found it. I'm realizing as I'm popping these stitches onto this stitch wire, I'm never gonna remember what size needle I used for, I think I have, no, it's 4.5 millimeter needles. Now I've set it on camera, I should remember it. Okay, I'm trying it on and I'm really kind of sad that this is something that I never completed because it's really, really nice. I mean, I do have the charts for it somewhere, but I'm also thinking, because yeah, I could get inspired by this because this has a pretty wide neckline, if you can see. So this has like, yeah, way more stitches than I would normally cast on for just like a regular sweater. So I'm thinking I'll probably use that. I think I want to have like some like German short row shaping maybe, just to have like a bit more flattering fit for the front. But otherwise, yeah, I think I'm gonna use this as my guide. Good morning. Oh, it's such a sunny, lovely day. Today's Wednesday, I'm on my way to my office. I've been working quite a lot on my project and it's looking very promising. I think the stitch patterns, the way I've designed it or combined them, is gonna work out really nicely. But now, my biggest fear is the size of the neckline. Okay, I have it on the knitting needle, so maybe you can't see, but I'll try to show you. So this is what it looks like right now. And it looks absolutely enormous. And I'm actually thinking, so first my initial plan was that I would pick up stitches and just make a collar that is sort of in the same spirit rib as the hem skirt. But now, since it is so huge, I'm thinking if I instead should do an I-cord edge, because I feel like an I-cord often just shrinks it quite a lot, like because it's quite rigid. And I'm also thinking an I-cord might really work well because that provides a pretty like minimal, modern, sleek vibe. And there's so much going on with the lace anyways with this. So I think that's the one that I'm first gonna try. Maybe continue a little bit on the yoke, but then I really need to try out if my neckline, if it's gonna be a fail or a success. We'll see. Okay, so I've separated for the sleeves, but I don't know, something in me, it feels like the flow and the design, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's good. I think I've made it too complicated. I think it's too different than the skirt design. I think it's too huge. I feel like, should I just start over? When I made the skirt, it was too small, so I had to redo the whole thing. Now, with upper part, it's too big. So I might have to do it over again. Such is designing. The joy. The joy. No, but honestly, this is kind of frustrating and a lot of work that has gone into this already. So I feel it is quite beautiful. The lace is
actually pretty nice, but I just don't know. I think I made it just too big. I just feel like it's too bubbly. I don't know, maybe I should block this so far, see what happens. I just don't know. I don't know.
Dead Donkey Bags. Hello from Dead Donkey Bag Studio. We're popping into, I don't know, Yuki has something that he has to get. Today we have a day of photo shooting. I have the new, whoops, I have a new design on, it's called the Wavy Babe top. Sä oot kyllä uskomaton aina, että aina kun mä laitan kameran päälle, niin karmea ääni lähtee aina. We have two designs that I need photos of. So I have a new design which is called the Wavy Babe top that I designed for the Helsinki yarn crawl, which is happening next weekend. So I need to get like better photos of it. And then I have a new pattern, the Chica Cherry sweater that is releasing on Sunday. Today's Friday, and I also want to get better photos of that. So this is board. This is our plan for today, and I also want to show you guys my progress on my blouse. It's coming together, and I've actually been knitting quite a lot in the last few days, and it's looking super promising. So I'll show it to you how far I am. Okay, I think we're done here. Let's go. We've taken the first photos. It was super windy, and Edwin was a little impatient, so I didn't get to take any video footage, but I'll show you the photos here on the screen. So we took off the Chica Cherry sweater and Wavy Babe top. Now we're heading into the city. I have one more Chica Cherry sweater with me that I'm hoping to get some photos of. And it's kind of warmish, finally starting to get warm here in Helsinki. But yeah, we live close to the sea, so it's always windy here.
Okei, no mutta hän voi tulla sisään. So easy to work with. Okay, so this is what the blouse looks like so far. So I am so happy. I decided to do these sections instead. That is basically the same stitch pattern as the skirt has, and I think it looks so much better than my first version. I did this a bit of a different lace for the raglan seam. Edwin? Okay. And yeah, of course now it's not locked yet, so it will open up a lot. Even though I kind of like that the yoke isn't super deep, because you know there's gonna be like a blouse that I'm envisioning wearing with the skirt, and also then maybe with other outfits. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it looks. I think this is much like, it's still a pretty generous neckline, which was the kind of feeling or the vibe that I was going for with the initial one as well, but that just became like so huge. So yeah, I just decided to forgo all that and start over. So basically lost like almost a week of work, which I mean, it's always a bit of a frustrating situation when it happens, but in the end I just feel like when the flow, because I could feel really my flow with the first version, it kind of died down. It felt like just wasn't enjoying it so much, and usually that's a pretty good sign that something isn't really working. And I'm also thinking, when I make something into a pattern, I want it to be enjoyable for knitters, so then that's something I really pay attention to. But yeah, no, I think it looks good. And I'm thinking, so now I've basically done this section of this kind of more like a net, or I don't know what you would call it, and then I'm gonna do one more section, I think, of this kind of border, and then I'll just do like a rib, and then I'm gonna make, at least I'm gonna attempt, I think I'm gonna make long sleeves, because that's been my initial vision for it. So even though it looks quite nice with a short sleeve, and then I'm gonna do like an I-cord for the neckline, and let's see how that changes things. But yeah, this is where we're at so far. I am on my way to a friend's book launch party. Sari Nordlund, you might know her. She's also a knit designer, lives here in the Helsinki area in Finland. And it's funny, I was just to the hairdresser today, and it's so funny because I think the last time Sari launched a book, I was also at the hairdresser the same day, without knowing when I booked the hairdresser appointment that it was going to be the same day. Sari is really somebody who I've learned to know since my first book came out, yeah, it's just so valuable to have colleagues in the same space, and getting to hear, you know, how other knit designers do some things and experiences, and just talk about everything, because I feel this is an industry, and especially when you're an entrepreneur, it can get pretty lonely. So then that's just so valuable, just I guess like peer support. And also I think when you get into this kind of line of work as a knit designer, and maybe also when you're on social media, I've started really, like, nobody else that I knew was doing anything of this or sharing things online, so it was very kind of daunting. Of course, I had the community of people that I didn't know. I saw them doing it, which I felt a connection towards, and they really inspired me, and I think that's so important. So to find your own sort of community or your people, and even if it's not people that you know maybe in real life, but you have some examples to look up to. I, at least when I think about my journey so far, I've been really inspired by others who came before me, and now I guess what I'm really occupied with, and my mind is, I've been busy with thinking about kind of what's next, how to go forward. I feel like there are many things that are working with my whole kind of business situation, but then of course you always want to think about next projects, and maybe how to, like, because I feel like it's easy to get into the trap of some things, for example, like admin work. Oh, there's a helicopter. Like some things like admin work, and like working on the patterns, that's all part of it, but sometimes that can take a huge chunk of my time if I'm not careful to really make sure that I have enough time for the creative stuff and the stuff that is really lights me up and, you know, gets my juices flowing. So for example, like this, talking to you guys, making these videos, of course knitting and designing new things, those are so important, because that's really why I started this, and that's what keeps me going. So I've maybe lately felt a bit of a sense of heaviness or a burden, if I can say so, because of course as I've grown, also the comments and feedback, that has also grown, like the amount of support, or the pattern support questions, for example. And I have Ida who helps me now, so if you send a message to support@kutavakika.com, it's most likely Ida who will help you out. And of course, if there are some issues, I will also consult, and we'll talk about it together, and make sure to reply you. But all that is still, I don't know, I felt it maybe a bit heavy, because I feel a sense of responsibility as well, and, you know, my whole reputation as a knit designer. I want people to know, and they buy my patterns, that they are really good quality. But of course with knit patterns, there's always so many, like, even though they go through tech editing and test knitting, there still might be sometimes errors in them. So I'm also saying, if you ever make a knit pattern and there's like an error in it, like
you know, that's gonna happen. And most knitters, I think, understand it, but of course it can be frustrating if it's like big errors. So try to avoid that. But all that to say, just that I've noticed like these things have occupied my mind quite a lot lately, and I feel like I need to get back my creative spark, my joy for making, my vision, like where I'm gonna take all this, so I don't get caught up in the minutiae. Is that the word? How you pronounce it? Minutiae of running a business, as well as being, you know, a mom, and all these new other life changes that I'm adapting to. So I guess just wanted to say that maybe if you're struggling, if you want to start something of your own, and you're thinking like, but I don't have all of the things it needs to be perfect to, you know, nobody's got it together. It's never going to be perfect. So it's better to just start and do your best. And then when critique happens or things, you know, are missed or there are mistakes, you try to correct it. And I think it's so easy to get stifled by the fear of getting judged or putting yourself out there, or putting something out there. At least I know that I can easily aspire to be kind of Miss Perfect, and I don't think it's always so good. Sometimes it's better to just, you know, do your things and kind of sometimes even ignore the bad, or if there's critique, try to learn from it, but not get too caught up in it. Easier said than done. Okay, let's go. Oh no, sorry. I'm currently walking home from the event. It's past 9 p.m, but that's the crazy thing about living in Scandinavia, in Finland. Look how bright it is still. Oh, I love this time of year. It's really magical, I think. That we get, even though the winter is crazy long and so dark and honestly kind of depressing because it's so long, always then when you get summer and spring and it just feels like everything is coming alive, I always get so inspired just by nature. It's, I don't know, I can't find another word, like magical is the word. And it was such a nice event here. I have Sari's book, gorgeous, full of summer knits. I'm gonna browse through it even better at home. And yeah, it was just so nice to chat with, knitting people, my people. We went to dinner as well, super nice. And these kind of days where I've just, I had the hairdresser, went to my office, then to this event. It just gives so much, or I appreciate it in such a different way now, because I don't take it for granted, because of course then I spend a lot of time with Edwin, which is so nice, but it's just very different, of course. So then having these kind of days, it's just such nice, and just nice to speak with, you know, other grown-ups other than Yuki. So yeah, it was a really good day. And so back to knitting business. So I am working on the first sleeve of my Seashore blouse, and it is looking, it looked a little snug at the beginning, the first kind of lace pattern, but I think actually it's gonna be really good, because when I tried it on, it's gonna of course grow a little when I block it, and actually I think it's gonna produce a pretty nice effect that it's actually gonna grow a little bit, the sleeve, and I think it's gonna be very cool, I hope, if I say so myself. And I think the long sleeves is definitely the way to go, even though I was already thinking, ooh, should I make it a t-shirt instead? Maybe I'll make a t-shirt version as well. Even a dress would be so cool. And Leni, who was also at the party, who's also, I think she's written 3 books already, she was saying like, oh, make these into trousers, and that would be so cool. But it's just trouser, you know, knitting those full, what do you call it? Not sleeves, but the legs. That's a different journey. That's a different video. But yeah, overall, had a super nice day today. And now I'm gonna go home, continue knitting. Hopefully in a few days, the project is complete. And then I can wear my skirt and my blouse together. And hopefully it's gonna be warm enough that I can actually wear it. Hello, I am at my studio today and I have almost, where did I put it? I have almost managed to finish my blouse. I've just emptied out all of my yarns from these boxes because Yuki's actually having a pop-up here this week, so I promised him he can use my space because it's just closer to the center. He has his own studio where we live. I am just now knitting the second sleeve of the blouse. I think I'm gonna be able to finish this today, which is very exciting. There has been a lot of changes in my life lately, which is kind of funny because day to day feels very much the same because I spend a lot of time with Edwin. I want to be there now when he's so small. In the fall, he will start at kindergarten or daycare, which feels like, yeah, I don't know, time has gone really quickly. At the same time as it feels like this past year has been, well, I would say the most challenging in the sense that just so, like all the emotions that come from after giving birth and then having a baby and when everything is new, it's just, there's so much. I now, in hindsight, would have wished that I would have rested more. I was doing my second knitting book and I've been cramming all of the spaces with work in between, which I think now I'm really trying to think of ways to simplify. I want to work, I want to keep, you know, this thing going. I love it. I love this community. I love YouTube, I love Instagram. I love knitting and making patterns and sharing that. But I'm realizing that I think I have to put more boundaries in the sense where I don't think I can manage having like so many projects going on at the same time. I think that is where most of my stress stems from. I have this new mantra, simplify to amplify. Because I do believe that when I actually focus on something, make it good quality, the result is gonna be as good as if I have, you know, 10 new patterns and all these things. And even though it gives me a lot of joy to start new things, I do think there is also something in this world. And maybe on Instagram also lately, I've felt a little bit, because of course, I follow a lot of knitting accounts, but then, you know, when you see people knitting so much and it's super nice. I do not put shame on anyone. I think it's great. And some designers are just much quicker than me. But it can start sometimes to feel like this pressure, like, oh, I should also be doing more, or I should, you know, all the time be posting. And I just want to keep it much, do less, essentially. Do less, say no to more things. Now it's gonna be summer vacation. That's gonna be super fun. So yeah, good things. And I'm actually today, Ida's gonna come here. We're gonna plan a little bit the rest of the year and kind of projects. So I'm also excited about that, to just take some time, lean back and think about what's next for Kutava Kika. And if you have requests, ideas, please, I would love to hear them, so you can share them in comments. If there's something specific you think I should be doing, or if you're, you know, for example, I was thinking of doing maybe a yarn review video, haven't done that in a long time. Also some new tips and tricks, because I haven't filmed one of those videos in a long time and I really like making those. Then these knit challenges, obviously tutorials as well, maybe some vlogs, but I've actually felt like it's nicer to maybe kind of do the vlog in this format of me designing something, or that is still very knit related. Okay, yeah. So now I'm just gonna try to finish this sleeve. Well, probably should finish that mess as well. And here we have it, my finished Seashore blouse together with my finished Seashore skirt. I couldn't be more happy with how it turned out. I think this is one of the most elegant, well, knitted set, also my first knitted set that I've ever done, and I am really encouraged by this. I really feel like this is maybe something going forward, something that I can repeat to do more of these kind of sets, more, you know, skirts, dresses, maybe even trousers or shorts, because this has been such a fun process to just think about a whole outfit instead of just, you know, usually when we knit it's tops or sweaters, so, or accessories, but this has just been taking the whole design process to another level, I would say. Oh wow, it's like really properly raining. I have my camera just underneath the tree, hoping that it will save it. Yeah, so the Seashore blouse, the Seashore skirt is already being test knitted as we speak, and the Seashore blouse I've started to draft the pattern for, so that will be probably coming out in the next month or here during this summer of 25. I'm also, depending a little bit on my resources this summer and time and energy, maybe gonna make a tutorial for this, because yeah, there were some fun techniques I used in this. I'm especially proud of this hem, not just like a standard ribbing, but something special going on there as well. I would love to hear your comments on this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this video. As always, you can come and say hi. I'm over at kika on Instagram. There you can come and see more of the photos I took for this, and you'll find the pattern. If you're watching this at a later date, I'll put just links to my Ravelry shop and kika.com down below. And if there's gonna be a tutorial later on, I'll put that in the description box as well. All right, okay, now before I get soaked, I'm gonna say goodbye to you. See you in the next one. Bye!